Welcome back to WHHI News. There is an exciting collaborative going on right now between the Lowcountry Food Bank and also the Gullah Farmers Cooperative Association. And here to tell us about that via Zoom is Margaret Grant. She is the Vice President of Strategic Initiatives for Lowcountry Food Bank. Margaret, thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
Appreciate your time. Tell me, what is the Gullah Farmers Co-op Association?
So the Gullah Farmers Co-op is a group of about 11 Gullah farm families that have come together to collaborate and to bring their produce together and to get it to the wholesale market by really cooperating together and making sure that they have the access to market that individually they have not historically had.
And why and how is the Lowcountry Food Bank getting involved with this?
Well, we've been working with several of the farmers for over a decade, and we were fortunate enough last year to be able to apply for some funding through Feeding America's Food Security Equity Impact Fund. The purpose of this fund is to help socially disadvantaged communities have more access to our food system and to build more resiliency in our local food systems. So we applied for this grant on behalf of our partnership with the Gullah Co-op, and we're able to get some great money to help them with their operation.
So in this sense, you're not only helping people by providing really great nutritious food from the Gullah farmers, but you're also helping them sustain their way of life. I mean, there's a lot of history too involved with them, is there not, as far as how they do their agriculture, and is that true?
There is, absolutely. You know, our foodways are a big part of our culture, and especially in the Gullah community, the foodways are really the way that they've spread their culture and the way that we remember our ancestors. So it is very important that we keep those agricultural roots alive in that community. And one of the goals of the Gullah Co-op is to help younger members of the Gullah community see agribusiness as a viable solution for their future, to make sure
Margaret,
that they can keep their land.
I don't mean to interrupt, but is it viable? Can it be viable?
Can agriculture be viable?
Yeah, on a small scale, say. I'm asking you because I have no idea. I would think it'd be kind of a challenge.
Yeah, so actually the small scale is the challenge, but that's where being part of the co-op comes in, because they're able to pool their resources and to also, you know, be a larger presence in the wholesale market by working together. So it makes them much more competitive in a wholesale market. Plus, you know, we realized through COVID that our food systems are not as resilient as we thought they were. So really, for a local food system, building that local resiliency, something that we can depend on in times of crisis that's close to home, is important for the entire community. So while it's important to keep our Gullah neighbors on their land and farming, it's also important for the wider community that we have this source of really healthy, nutritious food right here at home, and we don't have to depend on the transportation system to bring us food from, you know, far off places.
How will we see evidence of the two entities working together? If I know you're working within more than one county too. How will we see evidence, or what do you hope the results will be of this collaborative?
Well, certainly our hope is that we will increase the economic viability of these farmers, and that will also increase the amount of local food that's available to our food insecure neighbors. So what you'll see when you see our trucks out doing distributions is you'll see the produce on the tables for our neighbors to choose from will include locally grown produce that's culturally relevant to the folks that live here in the Lowcountry, you know, things like squash and okra and all of those wonderful Lowcountry vegetables that really are not being produced on a mass scale in other parts of the country. So that's how we really want to preserve our culture.
We want to thank you for your time and what you were doing here in the Lowcountry. Thanks so much.
Well, thank you so much for highlighting this project.
Up next, Diane Fisher-Simmons joins us with some great ideas on what we can do this upcoming weekend.